Now, the main point of what we are saying is this. We do have such a high priest who sat down at the right hand of the throne of the majesty in heaven, and who serves in the sanctuary, the true tabernacle set up by the Lord, not by a mere human hand. Listen, guys, it is me here with a message of the kingdom of heaven. Guys, here, I don't know how I'm going to put it together, but I want to go over Hebrews 8, 9, and then part of 7, because I actually want to talk about this new covenant. You know what I mean? You see, guys, the Bible is, I don't know whether I should say it's complex or it's simple. I don't know. It depends from where you're coming from, because if people are so confused like this with the Bible, then maybe it's complex, But when you get to understand the kingdom of heaven, it actually becomes simple. So I don't know whether should I say it's complex or it's simple. You know what I mean? But once you understand Jesus, what he came to do, it's easier to connect the old with the new, and then to forsake the old. I don't know if I should repeat that. So when you understand what Jesus came to do, when you understand the kingdom of heaven, it's easier to connect the Old Testament with the New Testament, and then forsake the old. I don't know, guys, if you get what I'm trying to say, So many times it's easy to blame people, as I always do. Oh, I suck, but I tend to blame sometimes. Maybe people did not understand, yet I'm blaming. You know what I mean? Because if people will quote from the old that which contradicts the new, that will tell you that that person does not understand the ministry of Jesus. That person does not understand the origin of Jesus. That person does not understand the old covenant or the Old Testament, and that person does not understand the new covenant or the New Testament. You see, guys, if you quote something that is old from the old covenant, yet it contradicts what is in the new, and you still take the old, then believe me when I tell you, you are so confused, you don't understand the Bible at all. Usually when you find people who don't want to forgive other people, they will tell you that an eye for an eye, an eye for an eye. A person who quotes that is a person who doesn't understand the Bible at all. At all. You can never quote that if you understand the Bible. As I said, guys, if you are employed by an employer right now, and after 6 months or a year, he promotes you, you get a new contract, it's still the same employer, but a different contract, meaning you get rid of the old and you stick with the new, yet it's the same contract. That's what happened with the old covenant and with the new covenant, or the Old Testament and the New Testament. You understand? So once you understand those things, it's not going to be possible for you to say you're going to go to work at 8 o'clock because the old contract wanted you to actually go to work at 8 o'clock, and then the new one tells you to go to work at 6 o'clock, and then you say, oh well, I'm choosing the old. It doesn't make sense. What does the new say? Because you have to take the new, because you're no longer in the old. You understand? So religious scammers, religious politicians, what they do is they quote from the old, even though they realize, damn, this thing is actually contradicting the new. But because it's written in the word, they still take the old. And I don't know whether they're trying to double cross Jesus. They are trying to cross daddy, to their demise anyway. Or maybe they don't understand. Maybe I'm just filled with so much anger. It's because, guys, you see, when you stay away from people for a very long time, there comes a time where you miss fellowshipping with people, yet you can't, because you're fellowshipping with people who decide to be scammers, people who decide to choose and pick like a multiple choice. This thing is not a multiple choice. You take the new if what is written in the old contradicts the new. It's simple as that. I don't know what is so difficult in that. So here I wanted to speak about this covenant. You see, guys, the people of Israel, The people of Israel, guys, many of them are still waiting for the first coming of Jesus. Yet Jesus came to them. Guys, when something is ironic, Jesus came to them, yet they're still waiting for the first coming of Jesus. We are now waiting for the second coming. Guys, we are waiting for the second coming, yet those fools are still waiting for the first coming. They still stick to the old covenant. They will tell you that they don't believe in the new covenant because they didn't want Jesus. Fools, foolish people. Guys, I hate when a person is a fool. It's okay to be blind, but to be a fool, Anyway, maybe that's my problem. Maybe I think they are fools, but maybe they don't understand. Oh, well, Jesus gave it to them, so I'm going to give it to them as well, But here, guys, we're trying to understand because Jesus comes, and when he comes, they hate him so much in Israel. And Jesus is asking them, I don't understand why you hate me. Because Moses, the one you keep telling me about, Moses law. It was my father who dished that law in the beginning, So Jesus is like, I don't understand how come you hate me, because it was my father who gave that law. You should love me because Moses wrote about me in that covenant. Moses, guys, if you go to the book of Malachi, the last book of the Old Testament, the book of Malachi, I don't know, other people call it Malachi, others call it Malachi. I don't know, whatever. Maybe others call it Malichi. I don't know. Because, guys, there is no wrong interpretation, but I never thought of Malichi. I don't know, but whatever you call it, make it yours, whatever you call it, make it yours. But what I'm trying to say here is that Daddy is actually speaking about Elijah. He's saying that Elijah will come and prepare a way for the Lord. And immediately after that, guys, John the Baptist pops up. John the Baptist is born just around the time of Jesus' birth. They're actually, I think, 6 months apart, if I'm not mistaken. Then Daddy takes John to the forest because John was also a descendant or from the lineage of Adam, so it was easy for him to be influenced, and pressured by those dead people, he was living with, so Daddy had to get him out of from people's influence, and he lived in a forest, and Daddy was dealing with him. Daddy did not do that with Jesus. Jesus, guys, was not born, he didn't come from the lineage of Adam. That's why he was put in a womb. You understand? So he did not come from the lineage of Adam. If Mary had sex with Joseph, then give birth to Jesus, then Jesus would have came from the lineage of Adam, meaning he would also be spiritually dead. That's why Jesus was put in a womb. An old grandpa is put in a womb and is now a baby. Is the birth of Jesus a miracle? It depends. It depends how you look at it. You understand? Because if Daddy puts if Daddy puts Jesus in a womb and we call that a miracle, then we are all a miracle. Then I'm a miracle as well. I wasn't put by Daddy in a womb, but I was passed from Adam right down to my physical father. You understand? Some people call it a miracle. I don't call it a miracle. I just call it a progression of things, because that's how things Daddy made them to be. You know what I mean? But what I see as a miracle, while I do think that part is a miracle as well, because a grandpa is put in a womb and is now a baby, that obviously is a miracle. But at the same time, guys, Jesus was not of the lineage of Joseph. You understand? So that's why he was the only spiritually alive person. So he's spiritual among only dead people. So Daddy did not see the need to keep him in a forest away from people, because Jesus was born with the Holy Spirit, because he was born spiritually alive, because he did not come from Joseph. Daddy just put him there in the womb of Mary. You understand? So Daddy could speak with him and rebuke him and understand, because he was a baby. So obviously as a baby he will reason. obviously, guys, we can never really fathom the full makeup of Jesus, because it's God put in a flesh. So we really cannot. He's the only one who can really understand his makeup, and he did not speak much about it, you understand. But I know that since Daddy did not make him live in a forest like John, he knew that he would keep rebuking him through the Holy Spirit, and he did that. And the guy did a great job, because he never sinned, you understand. Jesus never sinned. That's why he was able to give us the blood, because if he had sinned, obviously he would not have given us the blood, because we needed a clean blood. All of us from Adam, we had a bad blood. So no one, guys, who came from Adam had a good blood. I don't know, guys, if you get what I'm trying to say. So you now get to understand this thing about Jesus, the mystery of Jesus. It's a mystery, powerful though. Once you understand it, it's very powerful, so it's difficult to fall away, or to backslide once you understand such things. If you backslide, it will be your choosing, believe me when I tell you. Now here I want to speak about the new covenant. So as I said that in the book of Malachi or Malachi or Malichi, I don't think it's Malichi, but if it's Malichi, fine, so be it. Daddy is saying that Isaiah, Isaiah will be born and he will prepare a way for the Lord. So the people of Israel were actually waiting for Isaiah to come up from the tomb. They actually waited for that. And Jesus is telling the disciples that John is actually Isaiah. So they were waiting for him, and Jesus says, he has come already. He has come, but they did to him whatever they wanted to do, just like they will do to the Son of Man, whatever they want to do, So they did not read very well the scriptures. If they understood the old covenant, they would have known when Elijah was there. It's not, it's Elijah. Oh, guys, me and my dementia. Nevertheless, guys, you understand what I'm trying to say, So if they had read very well the scriptures, they would have known, oh, this one is Elijah. So he has come to prepare a way. In fact, when the hypocrite of Jesus' time came to John once to ask who he was, because he was busy baptizing people, John the Baptist, he tells them, he says, I have come, I am not the Messiah, but I have come to prepare the way for him. At that time, they should have realized, oh, Elijah is here to prepare the way for the Messiah. Oh, so the Messiah is actually here in this generation. You understand? If they opened their minds, guys, if they read the word. That's why I tell you that if you understand it very well, guys, nevertheless, so it's things like that we want to talk about, because Daddy also spoke through Jeremiah. He's saying that I will bring a new covenant, you understand? So he brought that covenant. Now, there's a problem, like the Israelites, many of them are still waiting for the first coming of Jesus, so they still carry the Old Testament, you understand? The Jews actually don't believe in salvation. They don't believe in Christianity, because they still stuck in that old covenant to their demise. Anyway, they're all going to hell. Anyway, if you read the book of Revelation, Jesus does say that 12,000 from this tribe, 12,000 from this tribe, and I'm pretty sure that number is full. Obviously, many of the Israelites are going to hell. Many of them. Because it was just a remnant. They thought that since Jesus came through their lineage, they were it. They did not realize that actually Jesus came for all of us. What a pity. What a pity. So that's what we're talking about. So Daddy had spoken to, or through Prophet Elijah. Not Elijah, Jeremiah, that he will bring a new covenant, you understand? So some people don't want Jesus. They are stuck in the Old Testament, and others, even though they see the contradictions, they still stuck in the Old Testament. Guys, let me stop here and we'll continue in the next. Thank you.